Welcome back, friends. So we're in the book of Isaiah. We're still in introduction. So let's just briefly go through where we are salvation history. So we recall from the Old Testament, David is the first king of all 12 tribes. Saul kind of, well, when I say kind of was the king, he was the king, but there was a lot of civil war. David unites all 12 tribes. He's a monarch for them. God makes a promise he will always be with David and David's line. David's descendants on the throne will be the seat of God's kingdom on earth. Solomon, unfortunately, is incredibly unfaithful at the end of his life, worshiping many, many gods. But for the sake of David, I will not take the kingdom away from Solomon, but I will split it. So after Solomon dies, the kingdom is split into the northern kingdom, called Israel's 10 tribes, the lost tribes of Israel. And the southern kingdom is Judah with the 2 tribes. Isaiah, in verse 1, the vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos. So he's by tradition, he's considered the brother of King Amaziah of Judah. So right, we came to the southern kingdom. That's why we have Judah. Now we're looking at Judah because that's where Isaiah will be prophesying into this to the southern kingdom. After the northern kingdom had been defeated and intermarried, the Samaritans. That's that whole thing.
Right.
And so now we're into, and so vision. In Latin, visio means sight or the act of seeing, and refers to the spiritual or mystical experience of a person who sees an otherwise invisible being. But Isaiah's experience, his mystical experience, is both visual and verbal. So we see at the onset, he establishes his pedigree. We see he's associated with the royal court over many administrations. So now it might be. So I am using. I don't have my glossary. I'll show you that in the next episode. But for Christmas, for Christmas, I got a new study Bible, Ignatius Old and New. It's been under work for a quarter of a century, and it was recently released at the end of last year. I know of some of the scholars who contributed to its final form, and just delighted to use it. So I have been using it because I've been enjoying it so much with a lot of my studies. Scobie will be back. I love the Reverend Scobie. He'll be back. But I got a new toy. We got to use it.
It's a Christmas present.
It's a Christmas present, and we got to enjoy it. All right.
Oh, I so appreciate all of the deep dive you do.
Thank you.
It gives me such a better context for everything. And
Thank you.
Yeah, it's exciting I feel like it makes it all so much more rich when you get a better understanding of the historical context, and then just even just the author himself, because I think it's so easy to grow up in the church and just kind of view these books as nothing but old books, when there really is a living manner to them. And it's so appropriate for all time, and there's constant mysteries to be discovered. And it's just exciting to me.
It is. And even though we have covered salvation history many times, goodness knows, every single time I come into a book, I take whatever minutes that is, however long it takes, right? Because there's gaps of time. And I kind of forget, and I need to orient. And it makes it, for me, a world of difference if I just get some basic structure,
Right.
then go into the to text as opposed to just kind of, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be all the time, of course not. But if I do that often enough, I start to learn it. And if you're young, the younger you are, the sooner you start doing this,
Hmm.
the quicker it comes to your mind. And
Right.
before you know, it's just second nature.
Yeah. Which is so beautiful. I think that's such a encouragement, because when you can get to actually know the word, then it becomes more a part of you and you realize, oh, this is God speaking to me, and such
Yes,
a gift.
it is such a gift. So let's, from the get-go, let us note that Isaiah does not describe his call in chapter 1. That would be our understanding of a chronological presentation. Um, Isaiah would he gave us his pedigree, so he gave us kind of his background, where he come from, his family, gave us family of origins, right? Family of origins, we love that. Then we should hear the call. Then we should hear what the message is. But he doesn't do that. He's going straight at what the problem is. And the heart of the matter is infidelity and covenant curses. That's what the problem is. And his rhetoric is the form of a covenant lawsuit. So he's bringing a covenant lawsuit against the people of Israel. The prophet Isaiah is taking the form of a prosecutor who's representing the Lord. And he's bringing the people of Israel to trial for mass defection from the covenant, and heaven and earth are now being summoned as witnesses. Isaiah charges Israel with violating the covenant of Deuteronomy, which was ratified by oath before heaven and earth. So that those are our witnesses. And I have the verses listed there, predominantly in Deuteronomy 4 in various places. Isaiah also evokes key images and ideas found in the Song of Moses, which again, Deuteronomy 32, a poem which foresees Israel's future disobedience. Among the parallels, both begin by summoning the heavens and earth to hear divine proclamation. Both characterize the Israelites as the faithless children of the Lord, their father. Both blame Israel for a lack of understanding. Both accuse Israel of acting corruptly. Both compare Israel to Sodom and Gomorrah, and both threaten judgment with the image of a devouring sword.
Yeah. Wow. It is pretty wild how much of a condemnation it is in a way.
It is. It is. And at this time in most churches experience, it's even, I think, more stark to hear it. It is stark.
Mm.
All right, friends, let's take up what is a covenant lawsuit to the ancient Near East people. Till then, fides et ratio.